Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 children who will make your jaw drop. So there are billions of kids on Earth, but only a handful have made people absolutely amazed. Some for their strangeness, some for their genius, and others for their inventions. So check out these kids and prepare to be amazed. But first, why not press the notification bell and subscribe to Top 10s too. Coming in at number 10 is Chore Child. So one thing every kid hates is doing chores, and one of the worst chores is mowing the lawn. It takes forever and a lot of effort too, especially for a kid. Well, one guy's 9-year-old cousin came out with this amazing invention. What he did was attach the top of a lawnmower to his bike. Now, I'm not sure what his parents felt about him breaking the bike and the lawnmower, but at least this means he'll be able to get the job done while having fun. And I assume it's a lot easier to pedal a lawnmower than push it. I have to say, it doesn't look like he's made a start on that lawn yet, but when he does, I sure hope this invention works. Next up is $1 movie theater. So one thing every kid loves is going to the movies. The only problem is it's so expensive. A ticket can cost like $20 and then popcorn costs an extra $100. Okay, maybe not that much, but when you're a kid it may as well be. Well, that is why one dad was very impressed when his son made a home movie theater for $1. Now in the image it may look like he's having a brain scan, but in reality he's watching a movie in the dark with surround sound. You see, all he had to do was cut holes in a cardboard box. He then put his cell phone with a Netflix movie on the top, and then wired headphones into the box too. This way it's all dark and he can be completely immersed in the movie. And what's even better is he can see the movie while lying down. I wish he could do that at the movie theater. And instead of paying big bucks for movie theater snacks, he made his own popcorn and cola at home. I have to say, this kid is one money-saving genius. Next up is entrepreneur. So we've already seen kids who have made great inventions, but here's a kid who made a genius invention and then made money from it. Do you remember that summer where Pokemon Go was a thing? It was a massive craze and every kid was playing it. Well, one kid saw a gap in the market and he filled it. Kids were out late at night playing Pokemon Go, but some parents were concerned they weren't being safe. That is why this kid made some Pokemon Go safety lights. He simply got glow-in-the-dark plastic circles and then decorated them like a Pokeball. He then set up shop and sold them around his neighborhood to all the kids. I imagine this kid made quite a lot of money, seeing as literally every kid was playing it. Now, I'm not sure what Nintendo would have to say about this, but you can't deny this kid is one great entrepreneur. Who knows, maybe this kid will be on the Forbes list one day. Next up is phone stand. So unless you're a great entrepreneur as a kid, you likely don't have much money. This means most kids rely on their parents to buy them stuff. But how annoying was it when your parents simply wouldn't buy you what you wanted? Kids often don't understand this and get pretty mad. But instead of getting mad, this kid got smart. You see, he'd been asking his mom for an iPad holder. She told him no, so that's when this kid decided to get clever. He used Lego to build his very own. I have to say, this kid is very smart and could be an architect when he's older. And in case you missed it, he even wrote mom on the iPad holder. I have to say, this is one incredibly smart kid. Next up is glass table. So remember before when I said I wish you could lie down and watch movies? Well, one kid found a way that was even more simple than building your own movie theater. Instead, he simply put a glass coffee table on his sofa and then laid down. He could then simply look up and watch a movie without even moving. This kid is definitely going places. Or maybe just laying on the sofa all day. But either way, if we're living in 2018, this kid is living in 3018. Let's just hope he doesn't forget about his invention and try and sit up. Otherwise, his face will be meeting the glass. Next up is selfie straw. So nowadays kids take a lot of selfies, but as we've already touched on, kids don't have a bunch of money to buy things like selfie sticks. That is why one very clever girl came up with this idea. Instead of paying $20 for a selfie stick, she made her very own with a straw. She simply tucked the straw in between her phone and phone case and then used it to take selfies. Now, say what you will about kids taking selfies the whole time, but this is one clever invention, and that must be one seriously strong straw to hold up an entire cell phone. Next up is cereal invention. So the inventions on this list have been very smart for kids, but this is one literally everyone can use. How much do you hate it when your spoon falls into your bowl of cereal or soup? Well, this kid found a way to stop it. They simply taped a clothes peg onto their spoon. This way they can attach it to their bowl so their spoon never falls in. I have to say, this is a genius idea that literally everyone can use. Despite this being created by a little kid, I have to go try this out. I guess not all heroes wear capes. Next up is Pokey Hat. So we've already seen one very entrepreneurial kid involving Pokemon. Well, this kid didn't exactly come up with a genius invention, but it is an invention nonetheless. I guess you have to give this guy props for creativity, as he made a hat out of Pokemon cards. I'm not exactly sure how useful this is, but it is pretty impressive he was able to do this. I have to say, as a kid, I'm not sure I could make a hat out of Pokemon cards. And from the looks of it, it works pretty well. I wouldn't recommend most kids to do this, as chances are they'll get picked on. And to be honest, it's not as weird as most fashion items, so maybe this kid has a future in fashion. Next up is Genie Wiley. So in October of 1970, this kid was found in LA, USA. She was found walking around in the wild, and people thought she was around 6 to 7 years old. But it was later found out she was 13 years old. It was later found out she was actually a feral child. This means she lived out in the wild. Some say she was raised by animals, but nobody's really sure. Unfortunately, there's not much known about her today. Some say that she's got a whole new identity and is living as a regular person, but others say she may still be dealing with her feral past. In 2016, The Guardian tried to track down this girl, but unfortunately they weren't able to track her down. Either way, this is one kid who shocked the entire world and made everyone's jaws drop. Next up is Waterproof Racer. So one thing no kid likes is parental rules. Well, one of the rules of a parent was don't go out in the rain. The parent said this to the son, but then the parent was angry when they saw him playing out in the rain. But when they went out to tell him to stop playing in the rain, he said, "But mom, I'm not in the rain." That is because he made this genius invention to keep him dry. As you can see, he got a cardboard box and attached it onto his racing car. This way he can stay rain-free and still play outside. I'm not sure how this kid sees where it's going, but I guess this is a cool kid's life hack. And also a pretty awesome way to get around parent rules. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the most amazing kid on this list. And check out my second channel too. There'll be a link on screen for that in a moment, so be sure to check it out. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.